you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. Believe, yes, I believe. You say, I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think.
I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2I TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week at 7 p.m. GMT. Like T2I TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2I TV. We engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Step Out Youth Impact Zone. And tonight is another wonderful discussion. Please, if you are watching us, we want to encourage you to share this because trust me, you will enjoy this one. It is going to be an amazing discussion with a young man from Ghana based in Ethiopia, and he is coming to share a powerful story that will change your mindset, that will cause you to believe again, and that is going to cause a paradigm shift in your life. Now, before I go to him, I am going to really talk about the sponsors of this program. Train to Inspire Consultancy. That is your business training and consulting firm. That is for all your business training needs. Contact Train to Inspire Consultancy. Train to Inspire Consultancy work with different consultants across the globe to deliver bespoke training programs that are tailored to our clients. Also, Train to Inspire works with colleges and universities in terms of their personal development. Also, ALS Global Shipping and Logistics. That is your trusted import and export company based in Accra. ALS says if you are stranded at a port, call them and they will sort you out. Also, ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. They just launched their ZPay mobile money USSD code, which is *270#. Just dial on your phone to register for ZPay mobile money. Lastly, Wheels for Sure. Wheels for Sure is your car leasing for every credit based in the UK. Wheels for Sure says it doesn't matter your credit. You can drive out of the garage with a car of your choice. When you call Wheels for Sure, quote T2I 2020. Now, if you want to contact any of them, their details are just scrolling on the screen. Now, who do I have on the hot seat? who do I have on the hot seat? This young man is an economist. He's a policy analyst, and he has consulted for the government of Ghana, the African Union, United Nations Population Fund, Open Society Initiative West Africa, the Danish International Development Authority, the European Union, including the private sector. He currently works as a project and research associate with the African Union Commission, Office of the Chairperson's Youth Envoy. He serves as a liaison officer between the AU and the UN and other partners. He is in the person of Mr. Elvis Yirenchi Ayeh. Please welcome to Step Out Youth Impact Zone, and you are live on T2I TV UK.
Thank you very much, my brother. It's a pleasure to be here, and my greetings to all cherished viewers tonight. We believe that we have a wonderful session this evening.
How is it been?
Please come again, my brother.
I'm saying, how has your day been?
It's been a great day. We are all in the difficult times, COVID-19 period and everything. It's been a challenging one for all of us, but it's been a great one. It's been a great day. All home working from home, but we are fine. We'll be okay.
Yes, working from we are fine. And tonight we are going to talk about your life story and your passion to change the narrative on the continent of Africa. Now, let me go straight to business. How was life like when you were growing up?
If you ask me how has life been when I was growing up, I will say it's been very difficult one. It wasn't easy. The difficulty lies in various factors, which is the community I grew up in. I never believed that someone from such a community would be able to come out like this, but it's not been easy. It was a very difficult one. Lack of resources. When I compare the resources I had and compare it to other colleagues from other parts of the world that today I sit with today and work with, um, you can see there was an inequality gap. I growing up or coming up in life hasn't been easy. There were a whole lot of difficulties, lack of resources, challenges, such as the community I grew up in, Sahama Dredge in the eastern region, which I'm proud of, which is the community I grew up from. And some of the challenges I also faced were demotivation. I was demotivated. I was told you cannot be what you want to do if you are from this area. All you need to do is to go and look for a job and do or something. But despite the demotivation and everything, I didn't give up. I was always focused. And one of another challenges I faced difficulties when I was coming up on life, which taught me a lot of lessons in life, was when I lost my father who was actually paying my bills and taking care of me. I lost him in the middle of the journey of education. How do I go through the ladder? It's just been by the mercy and grace of God.
Mm, wow. You made mention of demotivation. So, which kind
Yeah.
of people were demotivating you, and how serious was that impacting your life?
People demotivated me, my friends, my colleagues, they all motivated me. They are like, hey, let's go to the school, let's just learn, let's do this and that. Let's not think about going to this further. There is no, if you do not have any connection, you cannot go here, you cannot do this. So just go and learn and just go to some training college and you can go to not to say training college is bad, but I was told that if you do not have connections or anybody, you cannot go to the university. I was demotivated of furthering my career, taking a whole lot of situations and chances in life, all because I was told that some things, if you do not have the required or the protocols, you cannot do that. So it was a demotivating factor for me. But one thing that kept me was I was determined. This is what I want to do, and I will do it.
So, it means that they placed a limitation on you, isn't it?
Yes, there was a limitation. But
And I think a
as
lot
I
of people are not able to break that limitation because the society have set a standard that in this locality you don't go to university. Your best bet is, for example, to go to training college. And a lot of people have lived to that standard. How do you break that limitation, and how were you able to do it?
I keep saying that it's all about being determined in life. Whatever you want to do, whoever you want to be, just be determined. Set your goals in life. As a young person, the one advice or top priority advice I'll tell you that set your goal in life. When you set your goal in life and you know what you want to achieve, definitely you will achieve it. That's the most important thing. You set your goals in life. If you do not set your goals in life, you cannot achieve whatever I want to achieve. So there are limitations. People will discourage you, demotivate you, but you need to set your goals and know what you want to achieve.
Wow. Do we even set goals? That's the question. A lot of young people, adults don't even set goals, not to even talk about young people, isn't it?
It's true. It's true. It's true. A lot of people do not set goals. But the most important thing that I would advise to my fellow young people who are listening to me this evening is that I believe that it's good you have to set goals in life. This is what I want to do in my life in the next 5 years. This is what I want to do in the next 7 years. This is where I want to be. What are the requirements? What will lead me to do this in the next 2 or 3 years? Should I start working towards that? Who should I see? Do I need a counselor? Do I need to do this? What do I need to do to reach my goal in the next 5 years, 3 years? When it gets to the 5 years or 3 years, you review performance, then you can continue. Thank you.
Wow. I think it's one of the things that we need to let young people to understand that look, it doesn't happen on a silver platter. So you really need to work hard to really achieve that goal. But I think, as you said, society has really created a standard for us, and that really has really caused us to really live our life within the dimension of a limitation. Now, in terms of growing up, so it means that you were one of the few that really broke through the net to enter into university, isn't it, in your locality? And how did they receive it? And how were you even proud of yourself? And did you even set example for other young people in your community?
Yes, coming from a place or a community where there is limitation and a whole lot of things, it was yeah. I remember when I came back from the university, my first semester holidays. I
Mm,
met someone. I said, "Hey, this is so what tech?" I say, "Ah, you know, what tech?" And it got to a time that other young people came to me. So how were you able to get there? And I was like, hey, just steady, be hardworking, and just choose your right program and your desire of what you want to do. Just be
mm,
focused that you want to do it, and you can definitely do it.
mm. Wow, wow. So in the university, was it challenging looking at your background? What were some of the challenges that you faced? Because sometimes, if you are coming from a certain background and you go to university, sometimes there can be a culture shock thinking about where I'm coming from. Why didn't I have so much opportunities? Why wasn't this? No, and sometimes even in class, you can think in a certain way just because of where you were coming from. What are some of the challenges that you faced?
At the university, one of the challenges that I faced, that I'll keep saying, is it was fear. I was afraid because of the cultural shock. I saw myself and where I'm coming from, and I see the homes and where other people are coming from, and I ask myself, can I compete with these people? I'm going to sit in the same classroom with these people who've had the opportunities, they've been to several places, they've learned. I always felt like I was afraid. It was fear.
Mm,
One of the challenges I faced at the university was fear. How can I compete with such people? Sitting in the classroom with people like this, after our first lecture, introduce yourself, where you are coming from, and the people mention the big places, and you look at where you are coming from, and you
mm,
ask yourself, I've not had this opportunity. How can I get there? Can I compete with these people? But I say it, I always say it, to the glory and manifestation of the glory of Jesus' name, that
mm.
we made it. Yes.
Wow. We made it. We made it. And I think that becomes an inspiration to other people? Or do you think your story has really inspired other young people?
It has inspired a lot across the continent. Wherever I move to, wherever I get a platform to speak, I meet a lot of young people. I share my story with them, how I've come up. A lot of people believed or didn't expect to see me here, but I am here.
Wow. They didn't expect you to see where you are. Yes. And so take us through after university. What was next?
After university, that was another big challenge for me. Back home in Ghana, I went to Imani Center for Policy and Education
Mm,
to do my national service. When I was sent there, I was being told that they cannot take me. Actually, the CEO told me plain that, young man, I cannot take you. You do not have the field, the expertise that we are looking for. It
mm,
wasn't easy. I was rejected. So I had to go back home and go and seek for a reposting. Whilst I was sitting home, I kept pushing. I didn't give up. I kept
mm,
knocking at his doors. I proved to him that yes, I can do what you said I cannot do. So he was asking of my writing samples and a whole lot of things. I had to prove to them that yes, I can do it. So I had to prove to him that yes, I can do it. And truly it got so this what happened. One morning I was at home around 4:30 a.m. When I woke up, I saw his text message. Please meet me at the office at 2 p.m. And
mm,
I was like, someone who rejected me.
mhm,
So I went to the office, I went to meet him, and he was like, hey, young man, I do not know you, but I see you are so determined to be with us. I'll give you a try. So I was given a 3 months probation. During my first month, my salary got increased.
mm. Wow.
During the second month, I got increased again. Then I sent him a mail to show appreciation. I said, well, I thought I'm on probation. He said, well, I've seen a lot of good qualities in you, and I believe that we can take this further and keep you in our organization. So I stayed there for a number of years before moving to the AU. And I know that whenever he contacts any of my former bosses or anybody I worked with in Ghana, he will tell you, I gave up. I gave it my best. So coming out from the university, I was one thing too. I had a goal. That was the whole point. I had a goal that
Mm,
I want to be a policy analyst. Way back
mm,
in the university. In the university, I was actually a policy analyst to the SRC president because
mm,
throughout my life, that was my goal that I set up for. As soon as I entered the university, I told myself I'll be a policy analyst. So in KNUST, I was actually the policy analyst and advisor to the SRC president. Moving from there, where um, I was determined to be a policy analyst. So even when I was being rejected at Imani, I kept knocking on their doors. I had to write and write and plead that please take me, please take me, please take me. And I also went there as a policy analyst, and I started the career from there.
So, so you didn't do national service with them, but they called you in, right?
Yes, yes.
Wow, that is quite interesting. And so, whilst you were doing national service at a different place, you were still writing letters, articles for them to know that you can do the job.
Yeah, I had to push, knock on their doors for them to know that I can be with them. I can do the job.
This to me is quite interesting. But there is one thing that is really interesting to me in terms of you knowing what you really wanted to do in life even before you entered the university. That to me is like a lot of young people, even including myself, didn't even know what I wanted to do after school. So what really channeled your path to policy analyst as a policy analyst?
This goes back to my lecturer in way back in KNUST, who taught, I call her Dr. Esmeralda Manfo. And my late father, I give credit to. My father really liked politics a lot, so we used to sit down, have political arguments, debates. I remember he was alive when this free SHS debate started. I used to
Mhm,
sit with my father and debate on free SHS and do policy a lot. So he said, "My son, you have to do politics. You have to do
mhm.
something around policy." So he kept pushing me to read. So during the election petition time, sometimes we can sit there, we do arguments, then we go back to do public policy debates of various government manifestos and a whole lot of things.
Wow.
So he was my motivation. He inspired me because he saw that I had a passion for it. So he
Mm.
inspired me, started having debates with me, forced me to read, and just put my mind to it that this is what I want to do. So I will give credit to my late father. And when I got to the university, my first year, first semester in the university, I also met Dr. Esmeralda Manfo. Dr. Esmeralda Manfo, who was my policy lecturer, also motivated me in so many ways. She motivated me in so many ways, and she has been my source of inspiration till now. So after my father gave me the baseline, Dr. Esmeralda Manfo, which I met, is also in the university, also helped me in so many ways.
I think so. It means that mentorship is critical, isn't it? Especially at an early age.
Yeah, I keep saying you have a goal. This is what you want to do. This is what you want to achieve. You should be able to get someone who can mentor you. I have a friend, and to me, he has been a mentor to me for so many years. In my second year in the university, I told myself when I met him, that time he was with the AU. He's now with UNFPA. I was like, I want to be like you. How do I
Mm,
become like you?
mm,
He's like, my brother, it takes a lot. I said, give me your number.
mm.
I took his number. We started communicating. I've been communicating with him for more than um, 5, 6 years now. Every, so anything I do, I go to him for advice. Sammy, I need advice on this. He's now in the UNFPA office, but anything I do, he advises. He's also based in Addis Ababa. He
Mm.
advises me, Sammy, I'm doing this. What can I do to do this? He's like, do this, do that, do this, do that. Even when I entered the AU, he gave me a whole lot of advice. This is how you want to, if you want to succeed, this is what you have to do. So mentorship helps a lot. Most at the times, I advise that I should get a mentor and someone who advise you on what to do and how to reach there.
Wow. And I think in our generation, do we really have that passion to even seek out for mentors? And I think sometimes we believe that we think we know it all, isn't it?
Know it all syndrome is what is killing our generation.
Mm. Wow.
Sometimes you have the idea, but you do not know how to go about it. There
Mm,
is somebody somewhere who has been in that field and has succeeded. Why don't you go and see the person for an advice? So
mm,
mentorship helps a lot, and that is one advice I can give to cherished viewers who are watching me this evening. Mentorship helps a lot. You should always get a mentor. You should get someone you look up to. Communicate with the person when you are facing a challenge in your career. Communicate with the person, just let him know. And
mm.
when you have such people like that around you, they'll help you to um, achieve your dreams. Thank you.
Did you ever thought you would reach this far?
Honestly, I never thought I'll reach this far. I never thought.
Mhm.
I never thought. I am sorry. Let me be a religious bias here. I never thought I'll come this far,
Mm,
but it has been by the mercies and grace of God.
mm,
My first breakthrough came at Imani. And as I keep saying, I give credit to Imani for picking me and shaping me and nurturing my career for me. My first breakthrough came at Imani when I had the opportunity to consult for a whole lot of big organizations like Osiwa, Ford Foundation, and a whole lot of Danida, Danish International Development Agency. So that was where I realized that I am heading somewhere and I
mm,
need to be focused.
mm.
So I never thought I could come this far. It's just been by the mercies of God.
Wow. And that is where the inspiration comes from. That it can be done, isn't it?
Yeah, it can always be done. There is nothing that when you say that you cannot do it, you won't do it. You can do it. You can definitely do it.
Mm.
Just set your goals, just be determined and work towards it. That's all.
Now let me move you to Africa now. Why are you so passionate about Africa, especially the young people?
A lot of people ask me why I'm so passionate about Africa, and I am so passionate about the continent due to my past experiences. You
Mm,
know, I keep saying some years ago I wanted to work at the African Union Commission. I
mm,
applied for the first time, it was rejected. Second time, my application was rejected. Third time, my application was rejected. Fourth time, my application wasn't successful. It was successful the fifth time.
Wow.
I've been through the system. I'm so passionate because I believe that there are no resources, there are no tools. Young people are locked in such a way that they come back from the university and there are no opportunities for them. At the policy level, what do I have to do? I sit with governments every day. I sit with head of states in meetings every day. Why, from what the experience I've been through and my past experience, why do I not advocate for my brother or my sister living somewhere in Uganda, living somewhere in Zanzibar, Lusaka, living somewhere in a village around Burundi who has been affected by war? If I've had very terrible experience coming up as a young person, what about others who have been or in war-torn countries? My passion is to make sure that young people like me won't have such experience and we're able to break through the challenges and help young people come out successfully.
Wow. Because the the reason why I asked that question is that a lot of people, their aim is, look, if I've got a job, I'm making my money. What's the point? Or I should leave the continent to really struggle, or what role? And there is this mindset that you cannot change anything. It's just a waste of time, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been the mindset of many young people. People are like, well, 8 to 8. When I come back, I get my money. I'm paid at the end of the month. I'm okay.
Mm,
Attitude now change. It's not going to end now. You should do something extra for your continent, for your country. You should have the love. If you wake up and you are going to work and you see your other colleague on the street begging for alms, how do you feel? How do
mm.
we get all these people out of the street? How do we break the chain? It starts from somewhere. Why don't we go back and address the root issues?
Because I've got this several times, and people like, my friend, you cannot change anything. It's just a waste of time. There is this thing has been done this way for far too long, and you think you can change anything. And I think it's even demotivating, and it has really stopped a lot of people from really pushing their quota to change the narrative on the continent. Do you think something can be done, to be honest?
A lot can be done to change the narrative on the continent. Number one, from my office at the African Union Commission, we started something this year called the Intergenerational Dialogues. We believe that in order to change some issues around the continent, let's have a dialogue. Let's bring young people together. This year alone, we did consultations in 6 regions. We went to West Africa, we've been to Central Africa, Northern Africa, and the diaspora. What we are doing is that we are calling decision makers on board. We are calling young people on board. What are the issues that is facing the continent? What are the issues facing young people? This is what the issues that young people are facing. This is what young people are calling for. We are bringing decision makers on board. We are bringing every stakeholder on board to make sure that we change the narrative for the continent. Young people have a voice.
Mm.
We have a voice. And if you can see the continent right now, 70% of the continent is full of young people. We
Yes.
are the next generation.
Mhm.
So if we have to call our leaders on board, it's time for us to sit down around the policy or round table and discuss these are the issues facing young people. How do we solve it? So in order to change the narrative or in order to make sure that we realize our potentials or get to wherever we want the youth or Africa to get to, it's all about starting with an intergenerational dialogue. If we start having the intergenerational dialogue to bring the leaders on board and we help force them to make solidarity, we force them to make pledges that this is what we want to do for the continent. This is what we need to do. If we start from that intergenerational dialogue process, I believe that Africa can get to where we want to get to in the next 10 years.
Do you think the young people are willing?
Majority are willing.
Mm,
It's just a handful that are not willing.
mm,
However, as I keep saying, we have 70% of Africa's population made up of youth. So if we have majority of them who are willing to change the narrative, we shouldn't stay back. However, let's know that as we are fighting for a change of the on over the continent, or as we are fighting or calling for investment in young people, there are some bad nuts there who are also part of the youth. These people definitely, if they offend, the law will take its own charge.
Mm,
But however, we shouldn't look at those bad nuts. We should be focused about the majority. Majority of children are sitting in Uganda. A lot are sitting in Kenya. Due to the lockdown, it has affected a whole lot of young people. What are we doing as a continent? Let's
mm.
come back to the drawing table, find the issues, what is affecting our young girls, our young people in these communities, and break the issues and start solving problems for people over across the continent.
It's quite interesting because let me look at it this way, right? When you look at we being the most populated young people on the continent, and we are the same people that are we have got power to change leadership, the young people, but we seem not to use that power wisely. Why? Because I believe that for us to be really be led by people who are over 70 years across the continent, it means that we are not ready to really bridge the gap, for example, between the technological divide that is now driving every economy on each continent. Do you think we are really using our resource in terms of power that we have as young people being populated?
In Africa, one of the challenges that I keep saying day in and day out is the digital divide. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that young people, we have the power, but are we utilizing the power? Yes, we have a lot of civil society organizations being led by young people. So if we have civil society organizations being led by young people, what can we do? Civil society organizations stand there to advocate. If we are to push our leaders to the wall, we have the power, but are we using the power? Technology is a problem. What are we using it to solve? We have majority of our leaders, grown-ups, and a whole lot of things. What are they doing to help us? We have the power. Let's force them to talk. We carry majority across the continent. So young people, we have the power. Let's stand up and talk.
Mm.
If we have the civil society organizations to advocate for us, then it's a plus for us. Let's stand up and do something.
Now, let me drive you to the mindset of the young people. Now, when you look at social media, which is a very powerful tool for young people to even have a voice and for them to really drive change, do you think we are using social media to our advantage? Because, for example, let me use Ghana as a case study. Ghana is a case study. Young people are more interested in social issues that really brings divide and confusion, and that does not even add value to their lives. I would say some of them anyway. But when it comes to things of value and things that are able to help shape their minds, I guess they are not much interested. What is your take on that?
It's a challenge for us.
Mhm.
We have social media, which is there to solve our challenges for us as young people. But are we using it well? Are we using it for the right thing? We have Instagram, Facebook, and all these things. Are we using it well? What are we using it for? It's something we need to address. We should use social media rightly. It's there to help us interact with other young people and learn. So let's use the social media rightly. That is my only advice to young people this evening.
Now, your work with the youth in different international organizations, especially with the African Union, do you think young people are ready to take the leadership of the continent?
Yes, I can say yes. We are ready to take leadership.
Mm. In what way?
Yes, a whole lot of ways. Now we have young people taking over a lot of positions across the continent. We have youth in cabinet, youth in politics, youth. Now I know in Namibia, the president even has an advisor who advises him on youth issues. So gradually, now the narrative is changing. They are realizing that they should give young people the voice.
Mm.
So we are getting there.
it is, you know, one of the things that I think that if we can solve it, it is going to help us move forward faster, is corruption. Do you think that young people, when given the mandate, are going to be less corrupt than their leaders?
Corruption is a challenge in Africa, not only at one. It's globally. Corruption is a challenge globally. But how do we solve this issue of corruption? Now there are a whole lot of efforts being put in place to solve corruption. Whistleblowers Act, the e-procurement, and a whole lot of things. So it helps a lot. It really, really helps a lot. So if we really want to put an end to corruption across the continent, young people can do that. Now everybody is afraid, my brother. If you are going to a political position, whereby you know that if you are the position you are going to take, you are going to be audited at the end of your office, my brother, you are going to be careful of the deals you do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that somebody you are working with is watching you. You have a watchdog, and there's a whistleblowers act. If the person blows you, the person is being rewarded. So if corruption is a problem we face across the world, but as I keep saying, uh, we as young people, if we are in that position, you know that when you are leaving office, you are going to be audited. Are you going to do the deals? No. You want to live with a good name. Integrity is always better than making riches.
So, you do you think the system is our institutions are working well, and how can we make them work well?
The institutions are working well to a certain extent, but not across everywhere.
Mm.
For instance, in some parts of the continent, the institutions work. In some parts, it doesn't work. How can we make our institutions work? The only way we can make our institutions work is with the young people. We have the voice.
Mm.
We are the leaders of tomorrow.
Mm.
We should call our leaders to account. We should be able to tell our leaders what we want. If the systems are not working, let's come out. Tell them what we need. Let's break that issue that we are facing across the continent. Systems should be able to work for us.
Mm. Because I believe that systems are not working. Now, for example, a young person that really wants to start a business, let's use Ghana as a case study. Do you think it's so easy for somebody to even start a business in Ghana?
To start a business for young people, let me use Ghana as a case study.
Yeah.
You need to go to the registrar general to register. Now, if you check on the World Bank ease of doing business, Ghana's rank has dropped.
Mm.
Young people are expected to have a tax identification number, a whole lot of bureaucratic processes. However, my friends in Rwanda can register a business in less than 30 minutes. They just pick their phone, go to their registrar general's website, and they're able to do it. In Ghana, they are saying it's 24 hours, but people are able to register businesses in 3 or 4 hours. But in Ghana, it's 24 hours. So you see, there's a gap somewhere.
Mm.
Starting the business alone is stress. And where is the capital?
Mm.
There is no capital. If you do not have a lot of young people are so intelligent and brilliant across the continent.
Mm.
I've met a lot of young people across the continent, very intelligent, very brilliant.
Mm.
But the question is, do they have the capital to start a business? They have the ideas, but who is going to fund them? When they go to the bank, they do not have anything to put on the facility. They do not have any collateral for the facility. So the bank will not give it to them, for give them the facility they are expected. So how do they start? So a challenge we face here is now we have the idea, there is no financing. The state institutions, the regulatory frameworks are not helping us.
Mm. Because you made mention of registering a business. To me, it's sometimes quite frustrating, especially even if you are opening a business and your shareholder is from another country. The complications, uh, trying to open a business in Ghana, lackadaisical attitude, where simple mistake, a simple mistake on your application form, which is not by you, by themselves, it can take there is a particular business, I don't even want to talk about it. And I think these things are very frustrating. And sometimes you go and you tell them the kind of business you are doing, they give you a tax rate. And I don't know, that's the way they call it, like a certain level of tax you have to pay. And I'm like, how can a startup be paying this level of tax at the end of the year when they haven't even started? And I think that these things, something needs to be done, because it doesn't create an environment for young people to really start businesses. Because as you said, I've met so many young people who are talented on the continent, but some of these bureaucracies is really stopping them from really starting a business.
It's true, my brother. As I keep saying, you go to a different country, you can register a business in 4 hours. You just pick your mobile phone, you get it done. You go to another part of the continent, it takes you like more than 2 days to register your business. Go and do tax identification number. Go and bring your mother's number. Go and bring your auditor general's report. Go and bring an auditor. Go and get an audit. Go and get somebody to sign it. Go and get it. My brother, you even be frustrated. The process alone. That's why the World Bank is doing business index is there for us. But I don't know if our leaders always look at that index to check our performance.
I interviewed a young man that has got a business, and he wanted it to be certified by the FDA. And it took me 2 years for him to be certified. Going to that office almost every day, every week, and the story is the same. And it has to come to the end that he has to pay for things to be done. Should we have to get to that level if you want to drive an economy where young people have got the opportunity to be innovative and to be able to really be I think there is these things we are discussing it fine, but I think the AU and all those kind of bodies should come together to drive this, because when you look at the European Union oversees all the laws of the European countries. You have your own laws, but yours is being overseen by. So I think the African Union should really drive some of these things to make life easier. What do you think?
I perfectly agree with you. The African Union has a role to play, and if you've been following what we've been doing at the AU, for instance, we have a broad goal that we are working on. That's the Agenda 2063. That is the AU Agenda 2063, and one of the wonderful works we've been doing is that we partner with governments across various countries to make sure that they help young people in a whole lot of things. There are a lot of projects that we are doing. For instance, we are working across the World Bank is of doing business reports to make sure that even with the after the Africa Free Continental Free Trade Agreement that was just launched in Ghana not long ago, we want a lot of young people to participate in that. A lot of young people should be able to have the opportunity to set up their own businesses. So there's discussion ongoing with governments across Africa to give young people the opportunity. However, as a continental organization, all we can do is to push the pressure on government. Now, what we need is the young people on the ground should also have a voice and should also help to make our voices go far. We will push the pressure on the government to do it. The young people should also make their voice stronger. We are doing our best, and we also need the young people on the ground to also push.
I think I've got some few comments here. Let me read some few comments here, then we'll continue our discussion. Dinah Powell has made some few comments here, and she said, yes, we need to be more, we need to do more to help our people. She also says, we applaud you. I applaud you, my brother. And he says, are you encouraging enterprise amongst the youth? I think she's asking a question, and it's on the screen. If we can respond to that.
Hi, Dinah. Pleasure to watch me. I don't know where you're watching me from the continent, but nice to get this feedback. Yes, encouraging enterprise among the youth is, I think, is one of the things we've discussed here this evening. Young people have the potential. They have the energy to do it. What do we have to do? We should be able to encourage them. When you meet a young person who has an idea, who has a business idea, a whole lot of innovative and creative minds, why don't we encourage them? We show them the steps, guidance, mentorship, and we fight. We have to advocate to make sure that the institutions or the systems will work for our young people to be able to identify and realize their potential.
Then also she also said very interesting point, and she also said, or the coming says we have more technology available in our hand than the US when they put the first man on the moon. Moreover, are we using technology effectively?
Hi, Odi. Are we using technology effective? Oh, yes, yes. Now Africa is actually picking up. It got to a time that those across in the sorry to say in the Europe and other side didn't know that Africa we have internet, but now they all know we have internet. We are all working on Zoom
Mm-hmm.
due to COVID. We are all on Zoom. We have it's because of technology why I'm communicating with all of you across the continent today. So technology is in Africa. We are using it. But the question is, yes, we are using it effectively. We are using it to work. Some are using it for businesses to make money, to solve the unemployment issue across the continent, to put our raw materials into finished goods and the whole. So technology is actually being used effectively across the continent. I will stand by that.
But do you think we are really maximizing it?
Sorry, my brother, please come again.
Do you think we are maximizing the potential of technology?
To an extent, yes. To an extent, no.
Mm,
Yes,
mm,
to an extent that yes, we are using it in so many things. As I said, we are using it in businesses, we are using it in education and other parts in work and other parts. However, we have abused technology to a larger extent that we are not using it for the right thing. As I said, social media, which was there for young people to study, we
mm,
have abused social media. We are not using social media for the right thing. A
mm,
lot of young people are on social media just taking photos,
mhm,
dancing,
mm,
and sorry to say, it's good to dance, it's good to take photos, but at the end of the day, how effective are you using the smartphone for? Yeah, you buying smartphone because of photos? I mean, no, you have to use it to do something. Yeah,
mm,
you, you can use Instagram to promote business. You can set up a small business and use it to promote it. Than
mm,
to sit at home and post photos and say that the government should
mm,
create jobs for you. As we
mm,
are pushing the government, we can also do something better with the technology we have.
mm. Wow. And I think Odi is asking another question, but I don't know whether this question you have got an understanding of it, but or is within your domain. He says, "Are we meeting the 17 strategic goals known as the G17?"
I want to get a J17 Audi is talking about. Yeah, when I saw the 17 strategic goals, my mind was on the UN Sustainable Development Goals, but I've seen the J17, which um, I think Audi, please come again with your question. Thank you.
All right, then. Then Dana says we need to solve the issues of poverty to be able to eradicate corruption. And he says, "Greetings, brother." Yes. So I think there's some few comments here, and I believe that there is work to be done on the continent. Now, let's briefly talk on policies, right? Do you think we really fight for policies and also constitutional change as young people? Because I believe that our constitution, there is a whole lot that needs to be changed. For example, when you look at Ghana now, if the responsibility of the president to appoint the is it the IGP? How can the IGP really say no to the president when it's needed? There is something that needs to be done, isn't it? So constitutional
Of
change
course.
and driving the right policy. Do you think young people are doing their best?
Constitutional change and policy driving the right public policy is
Mm,
ongoing, but one, young people, sorry to say, most young people have fallen in for politics. And public policy has a connection with politics. In driving policy, we need to put the government in power accountable.
mhm,
We need to let the government know what we want to do. And if we, the young people who are supposed to serve as a mouthpiece to make sure that we do the right thing, at the end of the day, have so much in bed with politics and politically has influenced our minds, we cannot reach where we want to reach. Constitutional change, I keep saying, it's a process. But in terms of policy change, yes, we need a lot of policy change across the continent in Africa. But it's a debate. We should start. I'll go back to intergenerational dialogues again. Let's start the intergenerational dialogue. When we have the intergenerational dialogue, we bring the leaders and the decision makers on the table. We tell them that this is what we are facing as a problem as young people across the continent. This is what we expect our leaders to do. When you have an intergenerational dialogue, when you have your leaders, then have your decision makers there to drive policy change there. That is what the continent, that is the type of continent we want to drive at. So in terms of policy change, we should be able to start with an intergenerational dialogue.
This is quite interesting. Do you think, what does the future hold for the continent of Africa?
70% young people, the future looks great. But how can we make it look great? You and I, we have a role to play. From my end, I'll put the government accountable. I'll sit with the government and highlight the issues and needs of the young people. The opportunities that have been created for us, how do we utilize the opportunities and make it more effective? To me, the continent, the next generation across the continent, it really looks great. It really, really looks great. The future of Africa looks great. I know that one day, Africa will take over the United States.
Wow.
It's my hope. I believe. If we have the right mindset, if we come together, we have the Africa continental free trade agenda going on. This is the time for us to come together, solve the border challenges and the language challenges we have as a continent. Come together, drive businesses in Africa, move businesses across Africa, make sure that we're able to build our economy on a certain level. People from America, people from Asia, people from Dubai, people from Europe will come down to Africa to do business. This is the Africa Continental Free Trade Agenda. Tells a lot about the future of the continent. You and I have to tap into this great opportunity to change the narrative of Africa.
Wow. The future looks bright. And I think with the vision that you carry, it means that, look, it's like the Martin Luther Kings, right? Yes. And you see, I always say that I never thought that in 2020 I will be able to send email on my phone. Because if you have told me 20 years ago when I was at the university, I would say no.
Yeah, you are sending letters.
Now we are using it to send messages, emails, and everything. Yeah. So there is nothing impossible under the sun. It depends on what we really want to achieve with our lives. And trust me, when the conversation is looking very, very interesting, then trust me, time is also running fast. We have just got 7
interested. I just noticed that time is finished.
Exactly. Yeah, but before we go, let me just give a few mentions of our sponsors. Train to Inspire Consultancy, that is for your business training and consulting firm, and that is for all your business training needs. Contact Train to Inspire Consultancy. They work with different consultants across the globe to deliver bespoke training programs. They also work with colleges and universities in terms of their personal development. Also, ALS Global Shipping and Logistics, your trusted import and export company based in Accra. ALS says if you are stranded at the port, call them and they will sort you out. Also, ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Accra. They just launched their ZPay mobile money USSD code, which is *270#. Just dial on your phone and register for ZPay mobile money. Then Wheels for Sure, your car leasing for every credit based in the UK. Wheels for Sure says it doesn't matter your credit. You can drive out of the garage with a car of your choice. They have got serious packages for key workers or health workers and anyone. Just when you call them, quote T2Y 2020 and they will sort you out. If you want to contact any of the sponsors, their contact details are scrolling on the screen. Also, if you want to sponsor any of our shows, just take the number for T2I TV UK or Train to Inspire Consultancy, and we are going to work with you. I always say that a lot of small businesses cannot go to mainstream media, come to us and we are going to help you to grow. And as a business consulting firm, we are going to support you to help you strategically position yourself in the marketplace. Mr. Elvis, it's been wonderful having you on the Step Out Youth Impact Zone.
My brother, so it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having and speaking to you too, and also to our wonderful cherished viewers today. I will be back again.
Definitely, definitely. Now, your last word to anyone that is watching us.
My last word I'll share with anybody that is watching me across the continent, over the world today. My first word is you should be determined in life.
Mm,
You should set your goals. You should work hard towards it, and you should always be passionate to change your narrative. I shared my story initially of where I came from. No hope of coming this far, but I had a goal. I was determined, and I worked hard. So my last words to young people is that set your goals, be determined, work hard toward it. Thank you.
mm. Set your goals, be determined, and work hard towards it. Trust me, it doesn't happen on a silver platter. You cannot
At
get to
all.
the top just by talking. You can only get to the top by working. And I want to encourage everyone that is watching this for you to believe in yourself. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. Where you are going is more important. The challenges are part of the journey. If you don't face challenges, then it means that that journey is not enough for you to succeed. I want you to believe in yourself. People will say it's not possible, but that is to them. Whatever you want to achieve in life is possible if you put your mind to. Connect yourself with the right people that will help you to, when you fall down, they will hold your hand and say it can be done. People that knows the road that you want to pass on, they will be able to direct you. Connect yourself to people that are already in the industry that are going to support you. I want to encourage you to understand that you can do it. If Mr. Elvis can do it, everybody can also do it. It depends on you. And I want you to invest in your life. Read, read, read. A lot of young people, when they finish university, they never touch a book anymore. There is one thing I tell young people. There are two things you have to read till you die. That is what you read in school if you are working with it, and things about your personal development. If these two you are not sharp in it, you will stay at one level till you die. You can only get to the top when you know so much. People are selling knowledge, not just because they know more than the others, but just because they have learned certain things that others are refusing to learn. Go out there and pursue your vision because it's possible. And I want to let you understand that it is not going to be easy, but it's achievable. One day, let your story be an inspiration to others. As Mr. Elvis' story has even inspired me for me to believe that it can be done. Thank you very much once again, and God richly bless you for your time.
Thank you too.
And anyone that took your time to watch us, God richly bless you. And we will encourage you to share this for somebody to have the opportunity to watch this powerful discussion that can help reignite the passion of somebody that their passion is dead. God richly bless you. And my last word always is, it's possible if only you believe. Thank you and see you soon. On Saturday, I've got 3 women that are driving change through black. They want to create a black economy, and they are doing amazingly well. And one of them is even on the platform, that is Dinah. They are coming on the show, and these young ladies are going to talk to us about how we can create a black economy that is going to be sustainable for us. When you look at Black Lives Matter and all that is happening across the globe, It's all because we don't have a strong black economy. If you have got a strong black economy, they will listen to us. They don't listen to you if you don't have anything to offer on the table. It's about time black people, we change the narrative with a strong black economy. And that is what we are going to discuss on Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT. You can't afford to miss. See you and God richly bless you. Bye-bye.
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. Believe, yes, I believe. You say, I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think.
I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2I TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week at 7 p.m. GMT. Like T2I TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2I TV. We engage, educate, enlighten.